For many of us, our very first way of getting around this world was one of these guys, a bike. And in many different travel scenarios, still today as adults, bikes are great options for a lot of us. You might hear me talk about it on the channel that bikes are great secondary forms of transportation, meaning if you're RVing, you might have bikes on a rack to take with you to run into a city or go short distances or even take out for enjoyment. Or if you're just in a place where biking is more convenient, there's less parking, then you may grab one of these and go. Now, e-bikes have made biking even more convenient and even easier, but what do you do in scenarios where you can't take an e-bike with you? Like when you hop on a plane, or maybe you work downtown and have to use shared bikes, and you can't take an electrified bike with you, but you'd like that convenience. What do you do then? Well, until now, there was no real solution, but I found a product that presents a real-world solution to this problem that I want to tell you about today. It's called Clip. Essentially, Clip is an e-bike that you can fit in a backpack, take anywhere with you, and use on any fixed fork bike. So today we're gonna unbox it together, we're gonna strap it on this beautiful bike, take it for a ride, see how it works, and we're gonna talk about whether or not it solves a real problem. So stick around for all that and more. Oh yeah, almost forgot. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and do that. It really helps me in the algorithm, and throw me a thumbs up if you like this video. That really helps too. All right, let's open this box and check out this beautiful beast. As we open things up here, you're gonna see at the top of the lid, there's some really quick installation instructions. And over here in the left-hand corner, there's even a QR code that you can scan and schedule a time to meet with one of their team. They will go over with you the installation process, show you how to use it. So as we're taking the top cover off here, you'll see that we get a nice instruction manual with all the details you're gonna need for care and use. So you take that over here, and in this box you have your charging cord. It plugs into any standard wall outlet, so you can take this with you anywhere and plug it in on the go, in the office, at home, even in a cafe to recharge things when you need. And then packed nice and snugly at the bottom is the unit itself, the Clip unit. It's well protected and covered so that when you get it out, it's brand new, ready to use, and looks beautiful. So let's talk specs on Clip, because that's important to know how much you can get out of this. I'm gonna read this from their website so I don't get it wrong. There are two versions, Commuter and Explorer. I happen to have the Explorer version. It's the bigger version. The Commuter version boasts 96 watt-hours of power and an estimated range of 4 to 6 miles. And the Explorer boasts 192 watt-hours with a 10 to 12 mile estimated range. And because this is on-demand power, not pedal assist power like some e-bikes that automatically add power when you're just pedaling, you're gonna have to press the red button to get your boost, and you get to choose how often or how little you use that. So you could be a person who uses it very sparingly and get a much longer range, or you might be a person that just holds your finger on the button at all times and likes that extra boost and power for every second of your ride. Either way, know that that's going to affect the range of whatever model you choose. And one final thing about Clip itself, it's backed by a really wonderful team. This is not a sponsored video, but they did spend a lot of time with me explaining how Clip works and why they designed it the way they did. They gave me tutorials, which you can also get by scanning the QR code inside the box. They'll walk you through how to set this up, how to attach it to your bike. It's really helpful. And because they're right in Brooklyn, they're in New York, you can hop on there and really feel like you have some experts on the product backing you up. They're standing behind it, and I really, really like that. It makes me believe that this is gonna last and that this is just gonna keep getting better as the years go on. All right, so now that we've unboxed everything and gone over all the specs, let's go ahead and install Clip on the bike. And before I get started, I just wanna thank Brilliant for supplying this beautiful bike. They're not a video sponsor, but they did send this really stunning color bike for me to use in this video. So thank you to Brilliant. And before we get started installing this, I'll say that you can only install the Clip on fixed fork bikes, meaning you cannot install it on a mountain bike that has shocks on the front fork. So it has to be a fixed fork bike like this one. But assuming you have that, a city bike or a commuter bike would be perfect. The first thing you want to do is take this little doodad out. This is your throttle control button, as we saw in the unboxing, and this is going to mount up here on the handlebars. So let's go ahead and set clip down. We're simply going to take the little rubber, there's a little rubber kind of band here, take it off. It's attached up here. You can kind of see that. You just take it off, and we're going to attach it here right next to the left handle. Now you can install it wherever you like, left or right, but I think left is most convenient. So I'm going to install it up here. It's Bluetooth connected to the device itself. There's no wires. That's all you do. Put it on your handlebars. You're done with that part, okay? Now the next thing you're going to want to do is unlock the device by taking this handle, pushing the nub to the middle, and letting this go up. That unlocks this device and allows you to kind of find the mouth to open, like a monster. I'll do that again from this side so you can see the locking arms open and disengage, and they're engaged. So we open that handle. The handle should be up like this, and these rubber stops on both sides are going to go all the way up against the forks, as high as we can go, up near the brakes, up against the forks, and we're going to just pull this lever down. And once you confirm that your red stoppers are on the other side and your rubber gaskets are right up against your fork, that's it. You're installed, you're ready to go. You don't need to do anything else. This is automatically connected to clip, and it will control the throttle. It's simply on or off. There's a red button, you go, you let off the red button, it stops. Now, the little button below the red button is for regenerative braking. So if you're not pedaling and you're slowing down, you simply press that button and it uses that force to regenerate the battery while your bike is slowing down. Pretty cool. So it'll save your bike brakes and also help to slow you down a bit. And of course, you want to make sure that red part right there is up against your tire. That is the motor that will drive everything. And it looks like we are now set up and ready to ride. And all clip really needs to get things going is a little bit of motion. So if you simply put your kickstand up, give it a little push, you'll see the motor engage so that when you're just rolling, it's giving you a little bit of help. All right, so let's take this thing for a ride and see how it does. All right, I may have had a little bit too much fun on that thing. I spent about 30-45 minutes riding around out here and trying out all the different features, going up hills, down hills, making turns, putting it through its paces. I've been actually using it off and on for the last 2 or 3 days, and I've got a lot to tell you about. But before we go in, I want to mention that this is really good design. This handle here, which is also the latch that helps you attach it to the bike itself, to the fork, it's a handle. You can pick it up, you can carry it like this. Really convenient. It just makes what it is really compact and easy to have with you because it's got a handle, it's easy to grab, it's easy to put on and off the bike, and you can just grab it and go, whether you're throwing it in a bag or carrying it up to the office with you. That's really impressive. So beyond all the aesthetics of the design, it functionally really makes sense. So let's go inside and talk user experience and function of Clip. All right, now that we've spent some time with this thing, we've put it through its paces, I've got some thoughts on Clip to share with you. First and foremost, I want to define what this is. I would say off the bat, this does not turn any bike into an e-bike. This turns any bike into a more capable bike. I've ridden a lot of e-bikes. There's going to be a lot of reviews. I've owned lots of e-bikes, and e-bikes are a different animal, especially today with the huge, powerful motors, all the batteries they have, and there's no way in the world something even this beautifully designed and simple could compete with an actual e-bike with built-in batteries and hub motors and all the bells and whistles. So I don't believe that this will turn any bike into an e-bike, but it will make any bike you ride better. Any bike you can attach it to, that much better. It will enhance the experience, and for what it is, it's a real remarkable feat of engineering. And coming in at about a third of the price of most e-bikes in today's market, I don't think we should expect it to do the exact same things. In fact, when I'm on an e-bike, I can power up hills like I'm Superman. I have to watch how much throttle I give it because those things can really run away from you. Some of them can go 20, even 30, 35 miles per hour. This is gonna make your bike riding easier and help you go a little bit faster, get there quicker with less effort, but it's certainly not going to turn your bike into an electric motorcycle. So don't expect that. And I think that's important to define because when it comes to really cool products like this, I believe sometimes we get disappointed by our own unmet expectations when we're expecting a product to do things that it's not actually advertised to do. So realize that this is an aid that you can stick in a backpack, stick in a suitcase, take anywhere with you, make a commuter bike electric and get a boost out of it. That's what it is, and it does a great job at what it is, but don't mistake it for something else. Like I've already said several times, the design is impeccable. The integration of all the electronics has worked flawlessly. I have had zero issues with that. The communication between the remote and clip is absolutely perfect. There are no stutters between that. The one thing I would say is that when you're using this, the ergonomics of this guy right here is one thing I would like to improve. Now, granted, this is going to be a very difficult thing to change. It's integrated, it's square for a reason. It fits perfectly into this design, the charging hub, but when it's on a bike, I find that it's a little high for my thumb. And I don't have the largest hands in the world, but there are many people that have smaller hands than me that might struggle with that just a little. I'm a guy who likes to feel the boost all the time, so I'm holding on to this button. And I found that when I had my thumb pressed on the button and I was riding, it got tired pretty quickly. And I ended up actually moving my thumb off and using my index finger a lot as I was just zipping around and constantly holding the button down. So I wish the design for this button was just a little bit better. But like I said, I believe it will get better. And I would give it kind of a B+ for now. It's really good. I just think it could be improved a little bit. So be aware of that. If you're a throttle hungry monster like me, then this is not the most ergonomic thing. It sets at least a couple inches off of your handlebar, and you're gonna have to stick your thumb up there in order to engage that motor whenever you need it. And honestly, that's extremely nitpicky. That's me looking around saying, how could we improve this a little bit? Not me saying this part is horrible about it. And I know that they've gone through many iterations, but this is the first iteration we're seeing, and it's by and large fantastic. Functionality is absolutely an A+. It does exactly what it advertises to do. And what I love is it's sustainable. It helps you keep the bike that you have. You don't have to go out and get a new bike, spend a ton of money. You can just add this to it to make your bike better. So I really like products that add to something we already have or already use, and that's exactly what Clip is doing. So for that reason, I give Clip a thumbs up. I think if this is something you are in the market for, if this is something you'd like to take with you on trips, throw in a backpack, throw in a suitcase, use on your daily commute, you absolutely will not be disappointed. So check it out for yourself. It may just be the answer to the questions you've been asking. So thanks for watching today's video about Clip. If you're interested in learning more about how it works or how to get one for yourself, I'm going to leave links in the description below. You can do that. As always, this is the Traveler Toolkit. My name is Joel, and I'll see you in the next video.